Ms. Johnson says her wife spends more time talking to her exes and watching porn than loving her. But there may be two sides to this story. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Johnson v. Johnson.
Thank you very much, Ms. Johnson. Ms. Johnson, welcome to Divorce Court, and welcome everyone to today's case of a married couple who are facing a crossroads in their relationship. Mrs. Sherrill Johnson is trying to decide whether or not Miss Faith Johnson is the woman for her for the long term, and we're gonna figure it out together today. Ms. Sherrill Johnson, welcome to Divorce Court. Tell me why we're here, ma'am.
I'm here today because my wife is a liar, a cheater, and she obsessed with her exes. I want her to change, but if Faith can't change, I already signed a divorce paper, and I'm willing to leave the relationship.
You came into court today with divorce papers signed.
Yes, I have.
And so today is the, or get off the pot day.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, you heard what your wife, Ms. Johnson, said. What do you say?
I said I'm here desperately fighting for my marriage. I admit I made mistakes, but I love Sherrill. And I just feel like Sherrill doesn't give me the support I need in our relationship.
So let's find out what support you need and whether or not there's hope for this relationship for the long haul. Mrs. Johnson, why don't you take me back to when you first met?
Okay, well, I was working at a restaurant, and Faith so happened to walk in one day, and I was like, wow, who is this, you know? So I was like, I want to get to know her, so I started working double shifts so I could, you know, get to talking to her. So we got to talking one day, and that's when she told me, oh, I'm looking for a sugar mama. So I'm like, a sugar mama? You know, I was taken back, but then I was like, you know, that only confirmed the fact that she liked girls, so I just kept pursuing, you know.
Yeah, because she didn't say a sugar daddy now. She said a sugar mama.
She said a sugar mama. So, you know, we kept flirting, and like about a weekend, she asked me, did I want to go on a date? So we went on a date to a bar. We drunk, we had fun, we danced, and it was everything. After that, you know, a weekend, she asked me could I be her girl, and there we go, exclusively dating.
Wow. And how long were you dating before you got married?
We was dating for about 8 months.
Okay. You're about 11 years older?
Yes.
So you really are the sugar mama now.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out the obvious so that we all know what we talk about. Okay, Ms. Faith Johnson, you remember this meeting? Was it like your wife described it for us?
Yeah, it was like that. I was just intimidated by her at first because I was only 23, never dated a older woman.
But you shot your shot with the I'm looking for a sugar mama. That's a pretty mature thing to say.
That is. I was trying to see if she liked girls too. So when she said, oh, okay then, yeah, me too. So I was like, yeah, I'm in the door.
All right. So it sounds like you all really did match early on.
Yes.
And you started off well. But Ms. Johnson, was there some red flags that made you nervous?
Yes. At first, in the beginning, me and Faith was having sex a lot. When I say a lot, a lot. So one day we get home and I'm in the bed trying to climb on top of her so we can get something started. So I get in the bed and she pushes me off of her and she was like, not right now, I don't feel like it. So I'm like,
so
what?
That was a clear rejection.
Yes, a clear rejection. She rejected me.
So I'm gonna go to you now, Ms. Johnson. So, because I don't want us to be misconstruing anything. Your wife says you clearly rejected her and she remembers this occasion.
I did. We had got into an argument earlier that day, so I was still pretty heated about the argument. And she's the type of person, if we get into an argument, as soon as she feel better, she want me to feel better. But I still got my feelings. I can't just switch at a drop of a dime. I need some time to, okay, you made me feel like this, I need to go through my emotions. Just because you finished feeling like this don't mean I should be finished feeling like this. I'm a human. Everybody had their problems and they get over stuff at a different rate of time.
I'm gonna tell you, Ms. Sherrill Johnson, the way your wife just articulated that is 100% correct. I'm gonna tell you it's 100% correct. This is something that couples have to understand. It doesn't mean that you can't get through it or over it. It just means that I process it a different way. Some people are fight people, some people are flight people. Fight people, they gotta argue it out, they gotta talk about it, they gotta confront. Some people, I need to just be quiet and go into my corner, let me figure this out. and you all have to figure out a fair way to do that with each other. But you cannot put it all on one side or the other. That's just not fair. So I understand that all of this has led you to believe that she's a cheating liar.
No, it has been incidents that occurred.
Tell me those specific instances.
One time, we come back from getting something to eat, and I see her texting her phone. So I'm like, who is this texting you? And she's telling me, oh, that's nobody, don't worry about it. So I'm like, okay. So when we get to the house, I look at her phone.
Of course.
And I see where an ex of hers sent her pictures just in her bra and panties. So I'm like angry, I'm hurt, and I'm like, okay, this just made me feel worse.
She was sexting with somebody else.
Sexting with somebody else, telling her how she missed her and how has she been and things like that.
So, Mrs. Johnson, I want to be clear. Was this the third party sending messages to your wife, or was this your wife engaging in back and forth with this third party?
They was engaging back and forth in like...
I can tell.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, ma'am,
Okay.
I understand.
So I felt hurt. I felt like she didn't care about me no more. She didn't love me. And it was just like, how could you do this to me? And only because, like, this not the first incident after this happened to me, though.
Let me ask you, Ms. Johnson, did you share how you felt with your wife when that occurred?
Yes, when it happened, I told her that I was hurt, I was angry, and she was just like, oh, it's nothing, and I won't do it again. That's basically what she told me.
Mrs. Johnson, did you understand that it hurts your wife that you are engaging in sexual conversations with another woman?
Yes, Your Honor, and that's why I stopped engaging in it. I admit it was wrong, and I'm just grateful that she stood by me.
So you all came through that problem, you said.
So I thought. I look at her phone, and I see that it's her ex that she's...
The same person?
This is a different ex.
Oh, Lord.
And she was just like, I just gotta tell you the truth that we did have sex.
But I don't think I was cheating. It was just that one time. It was just that one time.
There was another incident that occurred laying in the bed where I'm thinking we're going to sleep that night.
This is after the sexting with the intimate pictures?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I hear a ping on her phone. So I'm like, I look at her phone and I see that it's her ex that she's...
The same person?
This is a different ex.
Oh, Lord.
That been friends with her on social media. And when I looked at her text messages, it was saying how they wanted to meet up with each other and everything, and how, so I'm enraged at this point. I'm angry. So I tell her, why would you do this to me? You're a liar. And she's like, I'm not lying. And I'm like, I look and I read the messages. So at this point, I'm like, I'm just losing it. You know, I can't control my emotions. And that's when she tells me, okay, I just want to start over. I'm sorry, you didn't deserve none of this. And she was just like, but I do gotta tell you something. And I'm like, what? She said, I just gotta tell you the truth that we did have sex.
So your suspicions were right?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
I feel like with the messages, she's making a big deal out of it.
It is a big deal. It is. I mean, if you're exchanging intimate pictures with another partner, that would make your actual partner feel, as the kids say, some kind of way.
Yeah, but I don't think I was cheating.
You don't think you was cheating? You had sex with her?
Did you? Is that not? Is that
It was
not?
just that one time. It was just that one time. It was just that one time.
So, Ms. Johnson, in the quiet of the courtroom, because oftentimes when emotions are running hard at home, you don't hear how it has impacted on your partner. But did you just hear Ms. Sherrill Johnson say what it made her feel like? Like you had rejected her, you didn't want her, you were seeking comfort and affection outside of your relationship.
I just felt like I couldn't get that at home.
You could get it at home, but you're the one who studied wanting to keep doing things that make me feel like I was unwanted and unloved, like you didn't care about me at this point. You really hurt me.
And I apologize for that. And I haven't done anything else since that, well, I'm not saying got past it, but I haven't done anything.
How long
since
ago
then.
was this?
A month or so ago.
I swear I thought you were gonna say a year ago. A month or so ago?
Yeah.
You know how Miss Johnson, you said she can get over something in a couple of days or a couple of minutes and you can't? She not over this. Somebody might be able to forgive what occurs in an indiscretion or infidelity, but they never forget how it makes them feel. And she just remembered how it made her feel. That's why you saw this outpouring of emotion. She went through all those feelings all over again as she told the story. And that's going to happen until you rebuild the trust. What have you done to rebuild the trust in the last month?
I got rid of that social media, lost contact with all exes, and I just be more open with my phone now. You know, if she wants to pick it up, she can. I give her reassurance that everything is good between us and that nothing like this will happen again.
But you basically violated our love and our marriage, though.
Did you know before you got married that she was interested in transitioning?
No, I did not.
You have every right to seek out your authentic self. But understand there are ramifications if that's not how you presented to your wife when she fell in love with you.
We was already in a relationship at the time, though, when this came about.
Ms. Johnson, I understand you, too, have been feeling unsupported in this relationship. Am I correct?
I have. So here recently, I've been researching into transition from female to male.
Okay.
I don't know too much about it, but I was talking to Sherrill, and Sherrill, the first thing she says is, if I wanted to be with a man, I would have been with one. So that made me feel judged because that's something I struggle with internally.
Ms. Johnson, you have every right to seek out your authentic self. But understand there are ramifications if that's not how you presented to your wife when she fell in love with you.
We was already in a relationship at the time, though, when this came about.
And you're married now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know before you got married
No.
that she was interested in transitioning?
No, I did not. I didn't find out until she was like, I gotta talk to you about something. I feel trapped in my body. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she said, I wanna transition. And I'm like, where is this coming from? And she was like, I've been feeling like this for about a year. So this is where I made the statement. I was like, well, if I wanted to be a man, I would be with one because you took a choice from me that you could have told me up front before we even got this far. And so at that point,
I need to validate what you just said for you so that you can stand in the space. You're 100% correct. You have every right to feel that way. So you don't have to apologize for feeling like you felt any more than you have to apologize for wanting to live your own authentic truth. It's just you owed her the opportunity to say that works for me or that doesn't work for me. If you are having feelings of confusion, you have a right to express that to whoever you're choosing to be your partner.
Right, and
but
I
it's
feel
not
lied
fair
to and betrayed.
if you don't tell the partner.
The problem I have is don't tell me you back me privately at home, and then I have a conversation with my loved one, and you're not backing me. We're supposed to be a teammate. I get where she could be frustrated that I didn't articulate this early on in the relationship, but if you tell me you support me at home, support me in public as well.
I think she's got a valid point.
Yeah,
but you have a right to be as confused as she is, but you still have to give that to her and let her know what you're feeling, Miss Sherrill Johnson. You do.
And I told her that we'll research it together. You know, I see it make you happy. It's just a day-by-day process because it's something new to me. And at the end of the day, you know, I want to be able to be with someone that I can trust, you know?
Nobody's doing anything wrong in this except not sharing honestly how you feel. You have every right to discover who you are. Everybody in every relationship can tell you when their needs change. We're only here now to decide whether or not your needs have changed enough that you no longer are each other's person. That's where we are at this point. Ms. Sherrill Johnson, you have those papers in your hand.
Yes, I no longer want to be married. I just want to get a divorce.
And you're sure of that?
Yes.
Corey, will you retrieve the papers? I'd like to see them.
Sure thing.
Thank you very much.
I'm willing to go through whatever to fix our marriage.
Ms. Sherrill Johnson, what did you want out of this marriage?
I want honesty. I want to be able to trust. And I want for here on out, like, we can communicate and be able to talk about things head on without me being blindsided or, you know, feeling like I'm not enough all the time or just the simple things. No, I don't want too much.
Do you want to be married to a woman or to a man?
A woman, but I love her regardless, and I'm willing to go every step of the way with her.
So what is it that you would need for her to say to you for me not to serve these papers?
I need her to basically tell me, you know, that this won't happen again, that she will try, and we can build something and go forward from there.
I love you, and it's not gonna happen again. I'm gonna put in the work. It don't matter if we need to go to counseling, don't matter what we need to do. I'm willing to put in the work because I don't want to lose this relationship at all.
Only you know if that works for you.
We can try, but it's gonna be a long and tough road, but I'm not sure.
What would you like me to do with the divorce papers?
I guess we can keep moving forward, and I guess I'll try to work on our marriage.
Do you think if I were to order marriage counseling, do you think that would assist you in being able to communicate and start from a place of honesty and trust? Do you think that would help, Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Do you think that would help, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
As you figure out who you are, you're going to need to work with a counselor. And it may not be the same person because I get the sense you're still in a discovery phase.
Yeah.
And Ms. Johnson, if you're willing to work with your wife throughout this discovery phase, understand that there are going to be ups and downs and sideways. So you'd have to be willing to commit to being a part of the process. Are you willing to commit to that?
Yes.
Then I will order marriage counseling with someone who specializes in couples that are going through the transitioning phase and trying to find some middle ground. Would you like me to hold on to these papers?
Yes.
I don't know if you guys will be able to make it, but I hold out hope that you can find some middle ground because I do get the sense that there's true love here. Ms. Johnson, you have to be honest and you have to be truthful. And if you're not getting out of the relationship what you want, you have to be fair to your wife because she deserves to have somebody that loves her whole self with their whole self. She doesn't deserve to have somebody that treats her heart like it doesn't matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Sherrill Johnson, don't continue to take less than you deserve. If you're not getting what you want, then go find somebody who can help you get what you want because you deserve that also.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's my verdict.
I can't wait to go to counseling.
I hope things change because
They will, I promise.
if not, I'm gonna have to keep moving forward with the divorce.
I don't want you to leave me, so I'm gonna get my ex together.
We're gonna see. I hope you do.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thanks for not leaving me today.
Not today, but we're praying I'll have to later.
I'm praying you ain't never gonna leave me.
We will see, definitely.